discovered some mullein growing wild here. So today we're going to harvest it.
Audio Jungle.
Welcome to another video. I'm the alternative guy, and we're gonna bring to you another wonderful video today. Today, this video is going to be about this wonderful plant here called mullein, and my wife is going to take it over from here, and we're going to tell you the wonders of this wonderful herbal plant.
Again, welcome. What a beautiful day to be a guest in nature. As my husband said, we were out walking and happened upon this very beautiful big plant that caused us to go back home and do some research. And in researching, we found that this is mullein, the lung health plant. And for those of you who are interested in scientific names, it's called Verbascum thapsus, and it's also known as the toilet paper plant. Back in the day, the leaves from these plants were used as toilet paper. So usually when we look at a plant, we look at the flowers, the leaves, and the beginning, the root. Now, I would like to say at this point that I'm not an herbalist. I am a wellness advocate. I have taken it upon myself to exit from pharmaceuticals and use what nature provides for us in all of the beautiful plants that we have. You'd be surprised. If you walk out of your door, there are plants that you would not even expect that have medicinal usages. For example, you have the dandelion. You have red and white clover. You have plantain. All of those plants have medicinal uses. So let's look at this mullein plant. First, we have these beautiful tiny flowers that can be plucked off without any force. Now, these flowers are known to have medicinal usages for the earache. All you have to do is pull the plants flowers off, add them to olive oil, and let sit in a dark place for 3 weeks to 4 weeks. And it's amazing as to what the results will give you. A wonderful earache oil. So then we go on to the leaves. The leaves have many medicinal purposes. First, it's known as a nutrient accommodator. That means that when you eat foods of any sort, hopefully healthy organic foods, it enhances the nutrition that the foods provide for our body. Now, if you look at the texture of the plant, you will see that the plant is very soft and velvety. And let me express at this point what is known as the doctrine of signatures. And that simply means that the plants and the herbs that are around us have a physical characteristic that looks like what it's supposed to aid. For example, we're told that if you eat a lot of carrots, it helps the eye. And if you cut that carrot, you'll see that there are circular rings in that carrot that symbolize the eye. The walnut is known to help the brain. But let's get back to the mullein. As I was stating, the mullein plant has a very soft, velvety texture, which is very close to the texture of our lungs. The lungs have a soft, sponginess about it. So this gives indication that the mullein plant is good for the lungs. It is an expectorant, meaning that it causes you to cough up mucus that tightens the lungs and the bronchial tubes. This mullein leaf is also good when made into a tea, and studies have shown that there's no limit to how much tea you can drink. There are no side effects, but we know we want to always have a moderate approach to everything that we do. So the mullein leaf is also known to have properties that fight against bacteria and viruses that infect and affect the respiratory system. And we know that in the time that we're in now, this plant could be of great benefit to us. We want to keep the lungs very strong. We want to keep the lungs very apt to enhance our breathing process. Then we go down to the root. Now, this plant can go and grow as far as 7 feet high. And every time or at any instance when the plant grows, then it's causing the root base to give up some of its properties. So the root is best used when it's a smaller plant as such. It hasn't given up as much of the energy as it needs to give up as when it gets to the growth of this plant. Now the root is used for caring for injuries to muscles, ligaments, and tendons. So we pulled up a mullein plant or harvested a mullein plant so that you could see the root. Now there is a stronger, bigger root that is the base with tiny shoots of smaller roots extending from it. And as I mentioned earlier, these roots are very beneficial for reducing swelling, which often is used by making a poultice. That means that you're going to take these leaves and you're going to crush until you can see some of the liquid juices formulate. And you're going to apply that leaf that has been crushed, apply it to the area that is swollen. And then you're going to take some of the tea that you've made from the leaf and you just apply it to that swollen area. And it's very good for decreasing the swelling. As I mentioned earlier, it is also good in repairing the tendons, the muscles, and the ligaments. And you would use that same process. Crush the leaf, apply it topically, and you can drink the tea as well. So here we have the beautiful leaf. Now if we were going to look at the doctrine of signature, that means you're going to look at these roots to see what it looks like in the body to help benefit. Now, as I look, then I'm looking at these veins, I'm looking at the striated part of the muscles, I'm looking at the connective tissue of the tendons, therefore suggesting that this root is good for a topical poultice to aid in the repair of that particular part of our body. It is also stated that the mullein plant doesn't only have benefits for our body, it also gives nutrition to the soil. And it's unbelievable how the things in nature are so smart and a part of what they have to do, their purpose. When it does all it needs to do to give nutrition to the soil, it dies out. And it's considered to be a biennial plant. The mullein leaf can also be smoked. It aids in repairing the lungs for those people who have had longevity in smoking, and it opens up the lung cells and tissues, and it also clears the mucus. At that particular point, you begin to cough up the phlegm and the mucus that has been embedded in those lung tissues. It's an expectorant. Or you can use it in smudging. You let the leaf dry, you wrap it, and then you wrap thread around it as you would for sage or juniper or anything else, and you bring the smoke from that smudging process to your nose and you inhale. If you don't want to smoke it, you can bring the smoke to your nose, into your lungs through smudging. So here we have the beautiful mullein plant with benefits from the flower, the leaf, and the root. And just another added little fact. When this mullein plant came into awareness, it is said that the torch, and if I could move on over here so that we can see. This part of the plant, once it dries, it can be used as a torch. It provides light once it's dried, and it's very, 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 very strong. And it can be used as when there's no electricity, if you have no candles, if you want to start storing up and saving these mullein stalks, then it can be used for lighting as well with safety. So here we have given you some information on the mullein plant. Again, I'm not an herbalist. I'm just an advocate for wellness. I choose what nature provides for us. And nature gives us what we need in the area that we're in. And in our foraging, we found that the mullein is in abundance. Mullein is really in abundance. And we really need it in this particular time to help our lungs do what it needs to do and to ward off and fight off infections that the respiratory system can get. So mullein is our friend.
As you can see, there's plenty of mullein in this area. There's some more over here across the walkway. And by the way, we're right next to the river. And the river is over here. And you can see all of these wonderful herbs grow down here by the river. Here's another great mullein plant. This one, there's one right there, one back here, and one right there. And you got people that walk by them every day and not knowing the benefits of these great, wonderful herbal plants. Okay, so she has found some more over here. So you can see that it grows everywhere around here. And if you look at it, it sort of looks sort of like a tobacco plant. And I guess that's the reason why you can smoke it.
Tobacco is toxic.
But yeah, tobacco is toxic, but mullein is excellent for the lungs. I want to remind you of that. Okay, now there's some more back in this corner over here, so you have to walk down and get that. But there's plenty around here. So anytime you see a herb that's growing plentiful like that, then that means that it's put here for us to use and it could have something to do with this lung stuff that's going on. So
Audio Jungle.
it's plentiful. We just gotta open our eyes and find what we need, and not worry so much about this pharmaceutical stuff. But coming up on a couple here. One here, and then there's one there, and then there's a nice big one back here. So we're gonna get all of them. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe, and share with your family, your friends, and just stay tuned because we're gonna continue to do videos. We have more videos to come on different herbs. Our next video on herbs will be stinging nettle, which grows abundantly in our area. So stay tuned to that. And we're gonna share some references with you. If you wanna get into foraging, then here's some references here. And if you want some mullein, contact us. We have plenty of it. And thanks for watching. Peace.